Well, good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today I'll be doing another watch review, or showcasing another watch by a brand by the name of Alexander. And this is a new company that I'm working with to kind of get their branding, or their brand, a little more exposure. It's a new company that just came out, and what they do is they primarily make what I would consider dress watches. Now, I've already reviewed one of their watches previously, and if you subscribe to my channel, you'll be seeing a lot more from this company as the weeks go on, as as the company sends me more samples to review and give you guys my honest opinion of what I think about their product. I think it's a really great opportunity not only for myself, but for the company and also for my subscribers. Because if you guys have watched my channel before, you guys know that I'm really into, well, watches of course, but mainly, I tend to gravitate more towards like the Invicta style or the Aragon style watches, which tend to be very oversized, big, heavy, and chunky. More of that like heavy dive watch style. Not to say that a dive watch can't be smaller, but I kind of gravitate more towards things that are a little more, in my opinion, gaudy, okay? But that doesn't mean I have watches in my collection that are smaller, that are more classy, or more of a dress style watch. And I have to tell you, if I was going to pick a watch besides a diver style watch that I like in my collection, it tends to gravitate more towards dress watches. Because I kind of feel like, there's I guess a time and a place for each style of watch. And a dress watch is really nice if you're, if you're one, getting dressed up and you want something that's classy looking but not over the top, or if you're going to a job interview. I personally wouldn't wear a large Invicta watch if I was going to a job interview because, not that I'm really concerned with what other people think. Obviously I don't. You do. I'm a grown-ass man. I wear what I wear. I like what I like, and I really don't care if the whole world doesn't like it. But, if you're trying to get a job, of course, you might want to come across as a little more subdued. And that's what I generally do. If I'm going to go to a job interview, I'll wear like my Bulova watch or something smaller in the style of more like a dress watch, okay? And that's what this company does. And I was going to tell you a little bit about their story. Basically, the story behind Alexander is that I'm just going to read it right off their website. They say Alexander is a collaboration between artists, designers, free thinkers, the movers and the shakers. They're more than a watch company. They say they're an incubator for inspiring ideas, an open exchange of creativity and passion channeled into beautiful timepieces. That's kind of their motto and what they do. They have a few more stories on here, and I urge you to go ahead and click the link in the description and check out their website and take a look at all their product, whether I have had the chance to review it or not. But definitely a really innovative, very, very nice watch company when it comes down to, again, what I would consider dress-style watches. So far, so good. They've sent me many, many samples, and I really, really appreciate my contact over there. Fantastic customer service, and just I'm really excited to be able to have them send me all this product for me to share with you guys. And what I really like about the fact that I get the opportunity to review this is because I tend to gravitate more towards watches that are, the big Invicta style watches. Not everybody likes the same things, and so one thing I can guarantee is that whether or not a watch is my particular style, it doesn't mean I don't appreciate it and don't like it or wouldn't wear it. I like all watches from all different price points. Now I do have a budget, and I like to stay within $300 for my watches. Alexander tends to make a little bit more of a higher end product. So the person who might buy an Alexander watch is kind of the person who might be looking into maybe possibly getting like a Breitling, an Omega, or possibly a Rolex. They kind of go along with those styles and that kind of quality. They don't build their movements in-house. They actually they outsource the movements like a lot of companies do, such as Breitling and many of the big boys out there. They tend to use in their automatics the higher-end Valjoux 7750s, which is a fantastic time-tested movement. And you can really feel the watch on your wrist. For a watch of this size, you can definitely feel it has some heft to it, which really I like because to me I associate that with quality. And I believe that has a lot to do with the quality of the materials being used, the stainless steel, and of course that movement has some weight to it as well. So without further ado, let me go ahead and show you the watch. The watch we're going to talk about today is called the Alexander Olyn watch. It's one of the few watches they make that are, or not one of the few watches they make, but it's one of the watches they make that is more of the bracelet style. It doesn't have a poly band or a leather band. It's more of a dress watch that would be, I would say, comparable to something like one of your Omegas or Rolexes. It's kind of going to be in that caliber, in my personal opinion, okay? And again, the watch is called the Olyn. I'd like to show you that watch today, and I'm going to show you the presentation on how Alexander presents their watch as far as the watch box and what you get with the watch. And of course, Most importantly, what do I always say on my channel? I show you what the watch looks like on the wrist, on a guy my size, my height, and my weight, to give you an accurate idea what it might look like on you. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and just dive right into the watch box. Now, I do have a different Alexander watch in this box, so just kind of put that aside. I will be reviewing this one at a later date. But I really like their presentation and what they, as far as their watch box is concerned. A lot of watches I purchased, you get a cardboard box, or you get, like Invicta uses their dive cases, which personally I don't like. It protects the watch really well, but it's not something I'd want to put out in my living or on my dresser or in my bedroom. Alexander did a fantastic job. I mean, they knocked it out of the park. It's probably one of the nicest watch boxes I've seen, and anything that I've had the opportunity to review. And what they do is they basically ship it naturally. You have your outer cardboard box with your Alexander logo, which is kind of like in chrome, and their logo right there. It does have kind of a textured finish. I kind of compare it to like a corduroy almost. Just a classic, cardboard box. And then when you open the box, you're hit with this beautiful all-wood, hinged, piano black, gloss black watch box, which is actually beautiful. It's done with a kind of a pillow top on the top of the box here when you have your Alexander logo, and it kind of feels like almost like a synthetic suede. They carry that theme throughout the inside of the box with I don't know if you can see that. The lighting here is kind of bad. Sorry, guys. I even put a lamp up today, but try it at this angle here. So you have that kind of royal blue interior with your pillow, of course, and definitely a nice hinged construction on this. Really, really great presentation on the box there, Alexander. Really did knock it out of the park with that one. And now let's move on to the watch, okay? So, again, I'm going to read you a little bit about the watch right off their website so that the information I give you is accurate. Basically, I have two of these watches here that I'm going to review in two different colors, okay? And they make this watch in actually, looks like 5 different colors. I requested one in all black, but he sent me the silver with black face model, and he sent me the all stainless steel with rose tone bezel and black face. Two beautiful watches, and I have to tell you, well, I'll give you my personal opinion afterwards. I wish I could see each one of these side by side so you guys could see what they look like as far as the color combination, and maybe at a later date, maybe they'll send me all of them to do a full review on them. But right now I have 2 of these, and the reason I have 2 of these, and I have to be honest with you guys, and I have to throw it out there, anything that you buy has the potential to have an issue, right? And one thing I love is that my contact over at Alexander Watches, when I got one of the watches in the mail, there is a defect on one of the links on the band. I instantly emailed him and just let him know. I sent him a picture, and he was extremely surprised and upset about it. And he said, "This is unacceptable. We'll get another one in the mail tomorrow," and he did. And so that kind of service says a lot about the brand and the company and the people who work there. So the first one I want to show you here, and I'll let you guys decide on which one you guys like more. Like I said, I picked 2 that I thought were more of the classier ones. Just in my opinion, the other ones they make an all black. They make a stainless steel with yellow gold bezel, and then they make it all black with a blue bezel and blue markers, of course. Then they make, of course, this one here, the rose tone with the rose tone markers and rose tone bezel. I think of the 2 that I have here, these are the classiest. And I'll let you guys make your own opinion about that, but let me get to that after I show you the watch. So I'm just going to show you the watch first, tell you a little bit about the specifics. Again, I'm not a watch expert. I'm not a watch repair person. I'm not I don't really know a lot about how movements work. I just know that I'm very passionate about watches and very passionate about this particular brand as well. So here's the watch, okay? Again, it's called the Olyn, and you can see that it's done in an all stainless steel naturally. You have mirror polishing on the case, the function pushers and crown, and down the sides of the band. Then you have a brush finish on the links, and then you have your mirror polish finish down the center. They use a dual deployment clasp right here, which I love, which is something that Invicta doesn't do, unfortunately, on a lot of their watches. I like the fact that you have the 2 push buttons, and that locks into place. There's no way that's going to come loose. Whereas, in the Invicta ones, I have had a few. If I turn my wrist the right way, it pops off. Because the Invictas are pretty heavy, I wear them pretty tight. It doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened. I love the fact that you do that double deployment clasp like that with the fold-over clasp right here. This one is done with, or all the Olyn models come with a Cristerna crystal on the front of the watch and the back on the exhibition back, so it's very scratch resistant. What else about the watch? Let me just read right off the site here, okay? Baton style hands with luminous fill, individually applied stick style indicators, polished unidirectional ratcheting bezel, which is kind of like a coin edge, which I think is really pretty, and it's hot mirror polished. Again, hardened mineral crystal, Cristerna front and back, screw down fluted crown with function pushers, and the logo, of course, is the Alexander logo on the side. You get your stainless steel bracelet measuring 22 millimeters in width. The watch itself measures 44 millimeters in case diameter. As far as thickness, they don't list that on the site, but I'll go ahead and give you an estimate on this one here. You're looking at about, I'd say 15 millimeters in case thickness. So it's not a very small watch. It does have a little bit of heft to it. Weight I don't have for you, but it does feel substantial when you compare it to watches of this same size. That's why I kind of compare the quality to that of something more of a luxury brand or higher end. Again, push button safety deployment clasp. Swiss-made automatic Valjoux 7750. If you don't know anything about that, look that up. It's a time-tested, very respected movement. 28,800 vibrations per hour. It's a 25 joule movement with a 40-hour power reserve on full wind. You have your hour, minutes, chronograph seconds, 30-minute counter, 12-hour counter, and small second hands, day and date on this watch. So let me go ahead and show you again a little bit more of a close-up. And I do apologize, you know, my camera that I use here is just an iPad, and I think it works very well for what I do, and maybe at a later date I might invest in better equipment, but for what I actually do, it shows you what I'm trying to get across is what the watch looks like on the person. And, you know, all this stuff, you can go right to the website using the link in the description, and you can check out the pictures on there. Keep in mind, also, I have worked in agreement with Alexander that if you do like the product I'm reviewing, I always put links where you can buy those in the description and help support the channel. I do not sell watches, but if you do use my referral links, I do get, in some cases, a commission back from the manufacturer as sort of like a payment for reviewing their product. However, I am not endorsed by anybody, so keep that in mind. When I'm reviewing this stuff, there is no motivation for me to, you know, if you buy this watch, that's fantastic, but mainly I just like to share my passion with you guys because I absolutely love watches and cars and all kinds of stuff, but mainly my real collection, my real passion is collecting watches, and it just blows me away every time I get my hands on a new watch of the workmanship and the I guess just what goes into actually producing a timepiece. It really is fascinating. Whether a company is building the movements in-house or using, you know, inexpensive or expensive pre-assembled movements, it just blows my mind. It really does. All right. Very, very nice, classy style bracelet dress watch. It really is beautiful. I look forward to wearing these, you know, to get to know them a little more. Now, the other one I want to show you is the exact same watch, and they sent me this one with the black face and black bezel. And I have to tell you, I'm really surprised at how much I like this color combo, because I have watches that have the stainless steel and the black on black bezel and face, and I always kind of feel, to me, that they're not quite as flashy. But this one here, I tell you, of the models, again, that I've seen, well, I haven't seen all the different color combinations. You know, I've only seen these two face-to-face. But I have to tell you, when I pulled this out of the box, there is a level of class to this particular color combination that in my personal opinion, I like even more than the rose tone. I'm not sure what it is about it. It just has a real level of class. Maybe the black makes the stainless steel pop more. I'm not sure, but it absolutely is beautiful. And again, I really look forward to wearing this timepiece. I'll go ahead and show you that one now. Same watch, same movement. Now, as far as pricing on this watch, and you'll see when you click the link in the description. Oh, let me just show you also before we move on the exhibition window with that beautiful Valjoux movement. You see the pendulum swinging, engraved with the Alexander logo and name. Absolutely beautiful. And again, this is a chronograph movement. For those of you who don't know what a chronograph is, and you know, let's face it, not everybody knows what that is. It basically is just a stopwatch. So, and I always get the question too, why is the second hand not moving? Well, with a chronograph, the smaller second hand is your second hand. The larger one only moves when the chronograph is activated. So you can leave it running, but you're gonna wear through your battery if you have a battery, or wear through your wind a lot quicker. That's technically not how it works. The chronograph movement, the second hand is meant to remain still until the chronograph's activated. I mean, just fantastic. So getting on the price on this particular watch, if you go to their website, you're going to see this watch for $2,700 roughly, and some $2,750 I believe they have it listed for right now. And you know, or $2,650, excuse me. It is in stock at the moment. Now keep in mind, when you're looking at a watch of this caliber, you're going to be comparing this to watches in that, you know, classification. So this isn't your watch you're going to be comparing to like your Invicta Pro Diver or Grand Divers, where you can get into those for, you know, $150, $100 in some cases. This is more of a comparison to some of the higher end lines, like your Rolex. A guy who maybe doesn't want to spend the money for Rolex, but still wants a very classy, very high-end, well-made timepiece. Maybe like your Omegas. Maybe you don't want to spend $3 grand, $4 grand for one of those. Now, when I say $2,650, everybody plays the game with a high retail, then they have sales, or you get it from different distributors cheaper. I will tell you that their website right now for $2,650, if you sign up with your email address and become one of their subscribers on there to their emails, you do get a 50% off coupon. So realistically, this watch is about $13.25. I've seen this watch on eBay for $13.25, and you can get it directly from the manufacturer for $13.25. It does also include a 2-year manufacturer's warranty, which is fantastic. However, I don't really think you'll need it, but things do pop up, as I mentioned earlier. But I think that's a pretty rare case and more of an exception than the rule. I will put, again, the specific links in description. You can click and go ahead and find this in 2 different places, depending on the availability. You're always safe going with the manufacturer. Of course, I will put, sometimes you can find this cheaper, sometimes on eBay. I'm not sure if they have any kind of price control or not. I haven't done a lot of research on that yet, but I will put, as I always do, real-time listing links in the description if you want to buy this particular watch. So without further ado, let's go ahead and throw it on the wrist. I'll throw up both these on here, and you can see what it actually looks like on a guy my size, my height, and my weight. I'm about 5'7". I weigh about 165 pounds, and I have a 7-inch wrist. So most watches look pretty big on me. If you're a little bit of a smaller guy, it's going to look even bigger on you. However, these watches really anybody can wear because they're more of the, I guess, a classic style or classic size in a wristwatch. So let me go ahead and first show you the rose tone model. Go ahead and throw that on the wrist here. And what's wonderful about the company sending me all this stuff, and it's really very generous, it allows me to be able to review this watch, wear the product, and really kind of get to know the product. Because, let's face it, if I put up a video and I wear the watch once and then send it on, and don't wear it again, you're not really going to have an accurate idea of, how much I like the watch, how it's held up. And I like to come back to reviewing watches. I've reviewed several Invicta watches, as you know, and I always come back, years later or months later to kind of re-review that watch and tell you how it's held up. Do I still like it? How does it wear? Is it comfortable? Because you really can't, judge a watch on comfort or I guess longevity until you actually wear it for a while. I mean, I'd hate to actually have this watch and wear it once for this video and then never wear it again, and then you go buy one, spend your hard-earned money on something, then 6 months down the road, next thing you know, I get a comment stating, not that this has ever happened, but let's say I get a comment stating that, oh man, I'm really disappointed this watch didn't hold up, or this is my gripe with it, my complaint. These are all good things that allow me to pass on to the manufacturer if there is any kind of issues like that. Alright, so that is the rose tone model, okay, rose tone bezel. Let me go ahead and put on the other one, because this one I just sized, and I haven't actually put this on the wrist yet, and I'm pretty excited because, like I said, when I took it out of the box, there's just something about that black face that, to me, there is just a level of class with this particular color combination. Alright. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, yeah, I definitely like that one more than the rose tone, which is surprising because I never thought I would like... and I'll be really honest with you, of the watches I have, I don't have a lot of black face, again, with black bezel, but the ones I do, I have to tell you, this one right now is the prettiest looking black on black that I've reviewed to date, or have. I think I'm going to wear this one today, actually. And let me get back a little bit so you can just kind of see what it looks like a little more from a distance. I mean, like I said, you guys know I love the big watches, but, to me, this watch does not look like a small watch. And if you're used to wearing watches that are a little bit larger, you tend to get desensitized. But this watch is absolutely stunning, I have to tell you. Alexander, you guys, I mean, this is a stunning watch. This watch here, again, I can only give you my honest opinion and how I feel when I wear these watches, or any watch. And to me, this watch right here, when I'm wearing this right now, I feel a level of like sophistication and class. I feel, and you can make fun of me if you want to, and I know you guys will drop the comment, but I just feel a level of class and sophistication when I'm wearing this watch. It feels good on the wrist, and it makes me feel good about myself when I'm wearing it. Which I know that may sound silly, but I'm giving you guys my honest opinion of the product. Oh, yeah. Awesome. And now you guys can definitely check out the other color combinations, but I have to tell you, I mean, I am just, again, really shocked that I like this watch with the black as much as I do. And again, I think what really makes this watch pop is the fact that the black on black with your markers and your mirror polished stainless steel hands and markers, I think really, it just really pops. It almost sparkles a little bit. Alright guys, well thank you very, very much for watching. I'm so excited, if you can't tell, to get to share this new company with you guys. Stay tuned, I'm actually reaching out to several different companies where I'm working a deal with another company right now to actually send me, not so generous as this company, but to send me one of their products. It might take a couple weeks to get. But it's another watch company that's kind of new to the game out there that I think is pretty interesting looking. I look forward to reviewing that. And hopefully a lot more companies will send me their product because, like I said to you guys, you know, I mainly review watches when it comes to Invicta, ones that I buy because I wanted them in my collection. Sometimes my friends or my coworkers, you know, because of the whole Invicta bug, they have made purchases based on, you know, my reviews and seeing my watches and vice versa. So, you know, when they've purchased a watch in the past, I was able to get theirs and review theirs as well. They'll loan it to me and I can put it on the YouTube channel to show you guys what it looks like. With Aragon, I've worked a deal with them, so they send me watches to review, and so that's great. I can share that with you guys. But, you know, other companies out there, I probably wouldn't, you know, spend the money on buying a watch that's smaller just because it's not really so much of my taste. However, that black one's absolutely stunning. But it's great that this company is sending me the product that I can share with you guys because not everybody, like I said, likes a big over-the-top watch. And it's really great that I have the opportunity now to share a wonderful company like Alexander with you guys. So remember, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click the bell icon, the notifications on, so that when I upload a new video, you're notified so you can check out my new content. If you do like the channel and you want to support the channel, remember to always click those links in the description. It takes you to where I buy a lot of my watches and what I consider reputable sellers. It does help to support the channel when you do that. I do appreciate all the love. 7,600 subscribers. I hope we just keep going with that. I've had a lot of fun doing this. So thank you so much for watching. As always, have a great day, guys.